The next rally in the altcoin run has already started, and now the question is how we can position ourselves here. We will not talk about many altcoin position where we can potentially get here into long position. We will also talk about Solana, also our Bitcoin dominant, which is now falling to the downside, and also of course our liquidations here on Bitcoin, because as we can see here right now, we have building up some more liquidity to the upside, which means there should be some more room for Bitcoin rallying into the next highs, even also on our Bitcoin ETFs. Yesterday, we saw again inflows, positive inflow in the market on the 18th of September. The day before, we saw a small outflow, but otherwise the day's looking super strong here for the Bitcoin ETF. So this is exactly what we also want to see here for Bitcoin. Let's don't waste here any time. Let's go directly started here by our Bitcoin chart. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video. I will do every day here an update for you for the crypto market. Even also we will do live streaming here or also share some trade ideas. So definitely stick around till the end of the video. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and even also like the video, because my plan is to give you here the perfect information every day in the every morning. So here on Bitcoin, we can perfectly see we broke our triangle here to the upside, kind of on the way reaching here our target at around 119,000 US dollars. And already, you know, as soon we're taking out this high at 117,200 US dollars, the direction for Bitcoin should be clear. Breaking out these high means for us also getting here into higher levels. And also there we have a lot of liquidity sitting. So mark these levels here, 117,800, 900 US dollars as we're trading right now, was a lot of liquidity sitting. So we can go back here to our liquidation heat map. There we see there was a lot of liquidity sitting around this kind of level. We take out all this liquidity, now aiming a little bit more to the downside in direction of 116,500 US dollars. Grab the liquidity down there and now are on the way back to the upside. Next big liquidity zones are here in the top of the range here. 118,800 US dollars is the next liquidity sitting over there. So there is exactly also what we have to facing here on our next chart here to the upside. Even also here, quick outlook on the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is here falling to the downside, which means also the altcoins will performing here way better. I have to quick look about the settings about my stream here. Quick a moment. If everything is here doing well, but it looks still fine. Still a wrong thumbnail added, but it's even also not that worst. So we can continue here in the next trade here. So Bitcoin dominance is falling to the downside, which means also we see it in the crypto bubbles. Altcoins performing way better than Bitcoin. And it's also the right moment we have to position ourselves here in some altcoins. As you can see here over the week, altcoins performing heavily good, but there are some altcoins that didn't move at all, especially here on Bonk, Jupiter, or also on Link. We have an eye on it. We will talk also later about it. And I will also upload a next video completely only focusing which altcoins we can position ourselves, including a strategy how I will build up my altcoin position. So definitely also stick around and watch also the video when it's coming up. Otherwise, during the day, altcoins, small correction here to the downside, which means we're getting here also in better positions on some altcoins. Before we get in the altcoins, let's go back here quickly to Bitcoin on the 1 hourly chart. We're respecting also here our support line to the upside. If you put now some indicators in, we can also have a quick look about this. And this makes me super bullish here for Bitcoin. Even we got a small rejection here now to the downside, testing the 50 moving average again, and soon we're testing the 50 moving average. The last time we saw here the rally even also in direction to the upside. So as long we're not taking out these high at 115,500 US dollars, we should be all fine. So it could be potentially getting here one more push to the downside in direction of their 200 moving average at 115,600 US dollars before we getting here in our rate target at $119,000, and this gives us a perfect entry for our next Bitcoin position. So we can position here in our next Bitcoin trade by setting a limit order here around $115,600. Stop loss, we can keep it a little bit tight under the last low, so which means we could take the stop loss here. I would give it a little bit more room because could be that we're wicking one more down to the downside, but otherwise trade entry would be around the 200 moving average on the 1 hourly chart, and trade target remains the same as our triangle here to the upside. Target zone would be here $119,600, and also on the liquidation we can see exactly there will also starting the liquidity zones to the upside. And soon we're breaking in these liquidity, I expect also more continuation on Bitcoin to the upside. We can also have a quick look on the 4 hourly chart, how the EMA is looking over there. But otherwise also here, 200 moving average on a daily chart is exactly, on the 1 hourly chart is exactly our 50 moving average on the 4 hourly chart, which means also next indication that we could potentially getting here one more leg to the downside, which is like a small correction about kind of like 1% to the downside. Grab the liquidity over there and then getting here into higher levels. I do all my trades here on Bitunix. Even also on Bitunix, we opened a Bitcoin position on our FOMC meeting. So there we opened a Bitcoin position, doing here still great in profit. And now set already our stop loss to break even. And today I opened a next position here on Link. A limit order here on Link. We set it here already. Get our perfect bounce here to the downside. And now also here on Link, kind of 7% in profit. So soon we also take out this high at $25. Also Link will be rallying here into higher levels. We can also have a quick look about the target of Link here, because here on Link we are doing super strong here, especially here by breaking in the next highs. So we have broke here, or are on the way to break here our resistance line to the upside, and we assume we're breaking this resistance line to the upside. We can also see we have here our triangle. So assume we're getting here the perfect breakout in kind of around today, or in 24, 25 September, we should potentially see here the breakout to the upside. So potentially getting here one more leg to the downside. So something like here, retest, one more to the downside, and then trade is in direction of the upside. Try target would be here from the top to the bottom by target zone, by breakout, would be gave us here $30 to the upside, which means give us a trading target of around 25%, with 10x leverage as I'm using here right now would be 250% to the upside. So kind of good trade ratio. Stop loss under the last low. I, to be honest, don't think this low will be hit, because if you are hitting also this low, we should potentially also getting here into lower levels. So then we also will be fine if you're stopped out there, because if you're losing this level over there, target of the triangle would be then to the downside, which means we're breaking to the downside and aiming here the target of kind of $17 to the downside. But it looks more for me to get here a bullish breakout, because we're getting here bullish continuation move. So we came from a downtrend, so we came from uptrend, getting a little bit more consolidation, getting here one more leg to the upside, get a rejection, found here support, and now on the way to our breakout by the target of $30 to the upside. So definitely also a good idea to get here in a Link position. My main target for Link is here this upper side at kind of around $35 for Link. We can also have a quick look on some other altcoins, especially Jupiter and Solana, looking very strong for me. Jupiter is here also on the way to our breakout of our target here. So triangle, we have a resistance line over here. First of all, we broke this to the downside, have resistance, have here resistance, and support line here in top. We also have here our rising support level, so we're building higher lows, which is super bullish here. And in kind of beginning of October, we should see also a breakout here for Jupiter. You can Jupiter enter a little bit earlier. Assume we're getting here one more leg here. Yeah, kind of like in October or end of this week here already in a small pullback here to the downside. Assume we're getting here one more pullback, then you can also enter the trade. Otherwise, wait for the breakout, and then the target is here around $1.40 target zone by taking here exactly from the top to the bottom by the breakout. So which means it's exactly the same target as our next big resistance level came in. So also here on Jupiter, a good idea to open here any next limit orders. For sure, wait here for the breakout. Don't enter that early, because otherwise we could potentially also, or you have to work with a big stop loss, and that you have to set a stop loss here around this kind of level, which gave you not the best risk to reward ratio. Also, Solana looking super bullish for me. Is here getting a little bit more continuation now to the downside, and assume we're getting here one more touch of $237. There we can also set our limit order. So this is exactly what I'm doing later also here on the stream here for my Solana position. So stop loss for our Solana position should be here the last low, because assume we're getting here the break of the last low. Also we could potentially getting here into lower levels. Target zone would be here $300, kind of around this area, where also the next big resistance zone is coming in here for Solana. If we're going especially here to the 4-hourly chart, we can see big resistance is here coming in at $300 for Solana. Otherwise, price target from this bull flag is here around, we take it here, as you can see it already, we have here our pole from the breakout. If you take it the conservative one, we take it here from the lower side, would be gave of $285, but we take it more aggressive one, which shoot up more than $300 to the upside. As you can see, the last trade target we perfectly reached here to the dollar. So on this triangle, we got the perfect breakout here to the dollar to 245 US dollars, and now here trading in kind of the same range. So soon we're getting here one more leg to the downside. Also, there is a great moment to enter here in a new position, and this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I will also open here a new limit order for Solana. I do all my trades here on Bitunics. Link for Bitunics you find directly in the video description. As you can see here, my link trade is already in profit, and for Solana I marked it here already. Target zone is already reached, so we can remove also these drawings here, but we can also set here a new limit order. 10x leverage is fine. Isolated, very important. Every time when you're trading, just only use isolated margin mode. So would be my trade entry here around 237 US dollars, so kind of around this level. Can go a little bit lower. So let's set here a limit order also for Solana. We will put two limit orders for Solana. So the first limit order we will set here down below at this range, $233, and one limit order a little bit higher. So I will also be in the trade a little bit earlier. And assume we're getting here one more leg to the downside, I will also get here also into the trade again. Stop loss, we make it a little bit close, because assume we are getting the break of these wicks here down below there. We could potentially get even also one more leg to the downside and retesting here this resistance line over here. So assume we're losing $230. Next entry zone would be here $280 or $220. So definitely keep this in mind. Tight stop loss. Otherwise, price target would be here $300. So we can also set our stop loss here. And this is exactly what I'm liking so much on Bitunics. You can adjust your stop loss and your take profit by using here these drag and drop lines on these trade setup. So perfectly set here already. I will also mark this here in this kind of range. So assume we're getting here one more leg to the downside. We will also be in here our limit order position, which gave us a risk reward ratio of 12. Great risk to reward ratio by 30% to the upside with 10x leverage is over 270% to the upside. So also a great trade. We have it here set on Solana. So now you get a trade on Solana here, a limit order waiting to come down. I will also update you later in the Telegram channel if our Solana position is still in. So don't forget to be part in our Telegram channel. Link also down below in the video description. Otherwise, you have waiting a limit order for our Jupiter position as soon we're getting here the final breakout to the upside. And also on Bitcoin, you have even also the next limit order set on the 50 moving average. So kind of around 115,600 US dollars, we can also potentially get here in a new limit order for Bitcoin by reaching the next target zone here around 120,000 US dollars. And that's basically all from the video today. So quick update videos here about Bitcoin, how the Bitcoin dominance is reacting here, which means a lot of altcoins will performing way better. That's the reason why we set already here a limit order on Solana and also on Jupiter. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and definitely be part of our Telegram channel, because also there I will share many updates about not only the Solana position, also about the position we already shared already. I opened here a link position, which is doing now good in profit, and also we have our bong position running. So definitely be part also of our Telegram channel.